What's going on, fellas? Welcome back to the channel. This is the October update for Black Ops 4. It's just begun. We're now in the launch week of it all happening. So if you're a Zombies fan, if you're a Blackout fan, and haven't subscribed yet, feel free. I'm wondering if the new campaign is going to be coming back for Black Ops 4, the Replacer. I really enjoyed that during Black Ops 2. But if you guys haven't subscribed yet, activate the bell notification. That way you don't miss any of the polls that I throw out throughout this entire series. I'm going to be explaining all that when I give you my new content schedule coming up here. Got it all plotted out and figured out, guys. A lot to be excited about coming up here in the near future. But let's talk about this October update for just a second. If we look back at Black Ops 3, there were a lot of outfits that were introduced around October time of the launch. And this is something that we could take some notes from, maybe some ideas from the specialist outfits. That might be some sort of theme that's happening in multiplayer. But that change of outfit, that theme that we're adding onto a physical character, that's what I want to be talking about. Because we got two other modes that are very important and probably going to dominate the popularity factor of Black Ops 4 way more so. We have the specialist outfits here, the Day of the Dead version, and I think this is going to be in part of the Halloween theme too. And that's what makes those the best types of skins to be owning. So I'm going to be upgrading to the Digital Deluxe. It's $10 less. We now know that the standalone version of the Black Ops Pass is going to cost a full $50. So upgrading to the Digital Deluxe is in your best interest, and it's the best deal. So let's go ahead and talk about this content schedule for Black Ops 4. When it comes to zombies, I'm going to be covering patch notes, glitches, DLC weapons, challenges, loot quests, and XP farms. When it comes to Blackout, character unlocks, gameplay events, seasonal updates, new outfits, and skins. These will all be in video form. And some side notes I got is live stream showcase all new updates. And by activating notifications with the bell icon, you'll be able to vote in the polls that I host later at night. The channel membership. You'll be getting loyalty badges where gummy bears will show up next to your name. Custom emojis, which you can put in the chat at any time. Got 4 selected there, with more to come. And custom perks including product discounts, so discount codes, member-only community posts, and beta codes. Those will be things that I'll be giving away to members on the channel. So something I want to dive into a little bit is people with early copies of the game. People who already have the game of Black Ops 4. And I don't know how they got it this time, but I know when Black Ops 3 was around, a lot of people were getting it from a guy in Dubai who was actually sending them overseas and doing it for a fairly high price. So I imagine that same cycle happened again, and people were desperate and paid high amounts of money to get Black Ops 4 early. But here's some of the leaks that we got going on right now. Pack-a-Punch has been found for the map 9. The directions are there too. When it comes to Blood of the Dead, no one has found the dog. The key unlocked for Blundergat. They have found the Tomahawk. In Classified and in Voyage, they have found Pack-a-Punch. So that's where we're currently at right now in the Easter egg hunts, and it seems like the Easter eggs are just getting started. But I mean, if we're just hearing this now and it's took them a few days to find Pack-a-Punch, I mean, in every gameplay I've done of every Easter egg, I've gotten Pack-a-Punch on the first try. The first playthrough, I've gotten Pack-a-Punch. So if these guys are taking this long to do that, that's a good sign for all of us when it comes to the long-term game of this, finding all these Easter eggs, seeing what all the goodies are that Treyarch's going to be giving us. And so it's looking good right now. It's definitely looking good. But since we can expect Halloween coming up at the end of this month, some sort of event is definitely going to be going down with the launch of this game here in October. Part of what I'm thinking is we've had community challenges in the past. In Black Ops 3, the whole community between zombies and multiplayer was getting headshots. Another one that we got was Gobblegums, and it was a mass community amount. So if we got a certain amount, like 65 million or something, then we all would unlock rewards along in a 4-tiered system. As we're moving up the ladder, we get new rewards. I don't think that's going to be the way that they're going to be doing this here in Black Ops 4. I think the community events are going to be a lot different. In Zombies, we're going to have factions. So there's going to be 4 different factions in which we can choose our allegiance that we're going to be going to. And something similar might actually be happening in multiplayer. So there might be something like Faction Wars, where if everybody that's in your faction gets a certain amount of Easter eggs completed, just as for instance right here, say everybody in your faction gets a certain amount of Easter eggs completed, you win. You win the faction war, and then you get prizes that nobody else can get. And they'll go in sets of seasons. So season 1, a faction war would happen between all the factions, and there would be a certain prize up for grabs. Maybe other people would get secondary rewards if they didn't win first place. but the strong loot, at least when it comes to Destiny, that's sort of how they do it there. So I would like to see this implemented into Black Ops 4 in their own way. It would be really cool to see. When it comes to multiplayer, the only thing I could think of is that the specialists that we got, because every single player that you're going to be choosing, every single different specialty is coming from a specialist, and they're going to have their own story. So it would make sense that they're going to have specialist wars if it's going to be related to anything like faction wars, and that way everybody can be included in every part of the event. So a little interesting fact too is that Blackout, the original name of Blackout, was actually going to be called Warzone, and the Z capitalized, I assume, for zombies, Warzone, and they ended up settling with Blackout, and that was an Activision choice, not a Treyarch choice. Treyarch's originally going to go with Warzone. So in case you guys didn't know that, there's a little bit of fact for you. When it comes to zombies and looting, I think we're going to have a really cool aspect that we haven't quite seen before. I did a poll a while back, I know, talking about zombie supply drops and if they should be incorporated into Black Ops 4 zombies. A lot of you guys think that they shouldn't be, and I do agree with you. I think a part of it has gone wrong over the past few years, especially with the introduction of multiplayer elements into the zombie supply drops, where we don't really need that. That's just taking up a space where we could be getting better rewards ourselves in those zombie supply drops. So it just hasn't been done right in the last 2 games. And it seems like no lessons are being learned. But Treyarch learns from their mistakes every single time that they do. That's why we didn't get grief mode in Black Ops 3 zombies. They felt that it was wrong in Black Ops 2 and they needed more time, so we might see it here in Black Ops 4 zombies. When it comes to zombie supply drops, I'm not sure how this whole looting system is going to go down. The best thing I think any of us could ever hope for is that Treyarch takes lessons from IW zombies, where they have a shared currency in zombies and multiplayer. They called it keys. And you could spend those willingly on supply drops, holiday supply drops, any type of supply drops that were happening. You could spend those keys on those, and you didn't have a separation in currency like we see in Black Ops 3. Well, in zombies, we have liquid divinium. In multiplayer, we have crypto keys, and those do not mix. In Call of Duty World War II, there's the same thing with the multiplayer unlock tokens and the Raven tokens in zombies. So if they could bridge that gap, and we could use the same currencies for supply drops, we should be able to earn them. You shouldn't only have to buy them. If the earning rate is very high and very tough to do, then get the grind on. Let's do it. Hopefully Black Ops 4 is fun enough to where no one gets bored. The idea has already been implemented into Black Ops 3, where we can get custom outfits for our specialist characters. We've seen the Halloween stuff that's been introduced during the event. I think it was 2015, maybe it was 2016. But we got those new specialist outfits that were Halloween themed, and that gives me hope for even zombies and what could be happening in-game in our zombies maps. I think around the time, you know, where we get Christmas, where we get Thanksgiving, where we get Halloween, there could be certain changes cosmetically to our characters where we could maybe change the overcoats, change the hats, things like that, and zombies might be happening too. And this is definitely going to be reflected in Blackout, and those skins are going to be purchasable in the store. And that's the other thing with zombies, is what's going to be purchasable in the store equivalent to what's going to be purchasable in Blackout. Is there going to be any similarities there? And is multiplayer going to have that same type of access to the store, where it's just going to go across all 3 modes and sort of fill it in? If you want to buy stuff, you can do that. But the last thing I want to talk about with you zombies guys is something pretty important when it comes to Classified and Blood of the Dead. A lot of the leaks that have been coming through right now are saying that for DLC 1, 2, 3, and 4, there's nothing scheduled that's actually revealing itself for what's going to be going down when it comes to the Ether storyline. But there is evidence showcasing a lot more stuff going down for the Chaos storyline, the new storyline that we're getting with these other new characters. I'm really excited about that, but the achievements that we've even seen that have been leaked out are telling us that someone's going to die, and it might be Richtofen, and something might be going down here with the Ether storyline that's bigger than we know right now, and that might mean these are the last 2 maps. If these are the last 2 maps, there might not be a continuation after this. It might just be over. This might be the climax, the end, the finale. Wow. Let's hope it's not true, and I'm not here to try to spoil anything. I'm just trying to keep everybody up to date to where we're at. Because if you're going to be hopping right into the Easter egg hunt, seeing what's going on in zombies, you're going to want to be aware of what's going on. Where is everybody at? And right when we start, if people are already in the hunt, how far have we gotten? That's the type of information I'm going to be giving you leading up here in these next few weeks as we solve these Easter eggs. And then beyond that, grinding XP progression and unlocking rewards through challenges. It's going to be a fun time. A lot of glitch videos are going to be going down the same time people are posting Easter egg guides. There's a lot to do, and I'm going to have you covered as much as I can on this channel. So be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Viollent out.